Whether you work out at the gym or at home, pull-ups are a common exercise. Pull-ups work with your lats and biceps. If you weigh 145 pounds, you will be able to do 30 consecutive pull-ups. If you weigh 200 pounds, you will be able to do 20 consecutive pull-ups. Assume that the number of pull-ups you can do varies linearly with your weight. For question A, write the particular equation for the number of consecutive pull-ups as a function of weight. First, we need our variables. The number of pull-ups that you can do depends on your weight. The number of pull-ups is the dependent variable y. Y equals number of consecutive pull-ups. The independent variable is your weight, x. X equals your weight. So our two sets of numbers are 145 and 30, and 200 and 20. So if we plug in for slope, we get 20 minus 30 over 200 minus 145. We get negative 10 over 45, which simplified is negative 2 over 11. So if we plug in slope to slope-intercept form, we end up with negative 2 over 11 x plus b. Plug in y and x to find b, you get 30 equals negative 2 over 11 times 145 plus b. So b equals 56.36. Okay, so for question B, you can do 40 consecutive pull-ups. How much do you weigh? So y is our number of consecutive pull-ups. So if we plug in for 40, or if we plug in 40 for y, then solve for x, we get 40 equals negative 2 over 11x plus 56.36. So we subtract the 56.36 from both sides, and we get negative 16.36 equals negative 2 over 11x. Then we divide negative 16.36 by negative 0.812, which is negative 2 over 11 in decimal form. So we get x equals 89.9. So if you can do 40 consecutive pull-ups, you weigh 89.9 pounds. Here's another example. If you weigh 120 pounds, how many consecutive pull-ups can you do? So weight is our independent variable x, so our equation would be y equals negative 2 over 11 times 120 plus 56.36. So if we multiply negative 2 over 11 by 120, we get negative 21.82. So if negative 21.82 plus 56.36 equals 34.54, so x equals 36.56 consecutive pull-ups. So for question D, we have a similar example to question C. If you weigh 258 pounds, how many consecutive pull-ups can you do? So if we plug in weight in x and solve for y, we get negative 2 over 11 equals negative 46.91. We add negative 46.91 to 56.36, so that means y equals 9.45. For question E, it says you can do 8 consecutive pull-ups. How much do you weigh? So here we're going to plug in 8 for y. So 8 equals negative 2 over 11 x plus 56.36. So subtracting negative 56.36 from both sides, we get negative 48.36 equals negative 2 over 11x. So negative 48.36 divided by negative 0.812, we get x equals 265. So for our last question, we have, what does the slope represent in this situation? So the slope in this situation is, as your weight goes up, the number of consecutive pull-ups decreases. So the more you weigh, the less pull-ups you can do in a row. So our slope is equal to consecutive pull-ups over weight.